it's Jessie here. So today we're gonna watch a few clips from the TV show Seinfeld. I remember my friend showed me some funny clips from the show before, but I've never officially watched it. This is gonna be fun. Let's get started.
Does anyone speak English?
How much do I owe you?
15.90.
15.
Excuse me. Do you speak Chinese?
Chinese? Yeah.
That's convenient. It's like an Asian guy just walked in and he happens to speak Chinese. Oh, maybe he's delivering Chinese food. Is that why? Is either that or he's just really desperate to find someone who can speak Chinese and he got lucky.
I'm on with Beijing at the hair restoration clinic. Could you talk to them?
Hair restoration clinic.
Wait. 哎呀，王先生。
So, 哎呀 is like an exclamation in Chinese to express like surprise or anger or frustration, basically anything. And he picked up the phone call and he's like, 哎呀，王先生. Oh my god, Mr. Wang. Also, the way he pronounces the retroflex sound sh 是王先生.
王先生.
It's more like the northern Chinese accent, I would say. It's like you curl your tongue a lot. So I'm from southern China. For most Chinese people from the south, like myself, if you're not an anchor or a teacher or an actor, we tend to speak with less curled tongue. For example, comparing to 王先生, we would probably say 王先生. 先生. It's still curled, but it's just like halfway there. 先生, 先生. Okay, let's keep watching.
是，他要跟你买生发油。
Okay, that's kind of interesting. So he said, 是，他要跟你买生发油. He needs to buy hair growth oil from you. But instead of saying 生发油, he said
生发油，生发油。
生发油. Pronouncing this word as a third tone, 法 is really rare in mainland China, but really common in Taiwan. I believe in Malaysia and Singapore as well. So it's like he's got mixed accent, probably under the mixed influence in America. So this character actually has two pronunciations. When it's pronounced as the first tone, 发, it has several meanings, but usually a verb. For example, 发现, 发财, or a measure word for bullets, 一发子弹. When it's pronounced as the following tone, 发, it means hair, like 头发, 短发, 发型, 发廊. But in Taiwan, Malaysia, and Singapore, it's pronounced as a third tone, 发. So 头发, 发型, 短发, 发廊. Some other common pronunciation differences include the words like France. In mainland China, we say 法国. In Taiwan, they say 法国. The word Asia, in mainland China, we say 亚洲. In Taiwan, they say 亚洲. Okay, let's keep watching.
对了，秃头发光了。
I think he said, 对啊，都秃到发光了. Yeah, he's so bald, his head is shining. There are many different ways to use the word 到, but here it means to the point of, to the extent of. 秃到发光, bald to the point of shining. For example, you could say, 我开心到飞起. I'm happy to the point of flying. I'm so happy. You can also say, 我冷到发抖. I'm so cold to the point of shivering. I'm so cold.
They got 1 billion people over there. He found a relative.
我告诉他。
Okay, so he said, 好，我告诉他. I'll tell him. 告诉 means to tell. If you didn't already know the word, here's a quick way to remember it. So 告诉 means to tell, but the word 告 itself actually means to sue. So if you say 我告你, that means I sue you. If you say 我告诉你, that means I tell you. 告诉 to tell.
If you send money, they send cream.
Yeah, that's how business works. This is funny.
I ask him, does it really work?
真能长金头发吗？真是。
Okay, I think he said 真能长新头发吗？真是. That's what he said, but that's not usually what people would say. 真是 means like really is or really am, really are. For example, 你是演员吗？真是. Are you an actor? Or you really are. Or it could also be a way to complain. 哎呀，你这个人真是的，也不提前打电话告诉我. Here, 真是 doesn't really mean anything specific. It just, you're this or that. It's just, I'm not happy with you. 你这个人真是的，你真是的. And for this line here, I would probably say something like, 真能长新头发吗？哦，真的可以，真的可以.
They say you grow hair. Look like Stalin.
Stalin does have really nice hair though.
Are there any side effects?
有没有副作用？
Okay, so he said 有没有副作用?副作用 means side effects. And here's something a lot of people find interesting about Chinese. When we ask a yes or no question, we put both options in the question. Like he said, 有没有副作用?有 means have, 没有 means not have. So it literally means have, not have side effects. Does it have side effects? Some other example, 你去不去看电影? You go, not go to watch a movie. Are you going to watch a movie? 你想不想吃饭? You want, not want to eat. Do you want to eat? So that's kind of different from English.
Impotence.
That's a funny guy.
Get a money order from the Bank of China. Be here 3 days after they get checked.
3 days from Beijing to America? That's really fast.
好，再寄你钱。
Okay, so he said, 好，他寄你钱. Okay, he'll send you money. But it kind of sounds weird to me, maybe because 寄 is more like sending something in a package or in an envelope to someone. This show is like in the 80s. Is that how people used to send money? I don't know. I'm not old enough to know that. I was seen it on TV though, so let me know if that makes sense in the 80s. I'm not sure. But anyway, right now everybody sends money online. So I would probably say something like, 好，他现在给你转钱。转钱 means to transfer money, to send money. You can also say 转账 or 汇款。他给你转账。他给你汇款。But I feel like 汇款 is a little bit more formal than the other two.
不是在饭店做事。
He said, 不是在饭店做事. No, I don't work in a restaurant. I thought he works in a restaurant. Or he meant to say, 我是在饭店做事. I work in a restaurant? I don't know. But this part is probably just improvised, so he's just saying whatever.
哎呀，真是不好意思，我的国语真是不好。
He said, 哎呀，真是不好意思，我的国语 something. Couldn't really hear that part. But he probably meant to say, I'm sorry, my Mandarin is not that good. So maybe he said, 不好意思，我的国语不是很好 Probably.
我是在美国生长。
He said, 我是在美国生长的. He wanted to say, yeah, I grew up in America. But for growing up, we don't really say 生长. We would say 长大. 我是在美国长大的. Yeah, I grew up in America. 我是在中国长大的. I grew up in China. 我是在中国出生，美国长大的. I was born in China and grew up in America. You can replace those country names with whatever you want to say.
可是我的父亲母亲是从北京来的。
I think he said, 可是我的父亲母亲是从北京来的. But my father and my mother are from Beijing. 可是 means but. You can also say 但是. That also means but.
Excuse me. Kind of an expensive call.
That's a funny scene. Okay, we got another clip here.
Excuse me.
James Hong, he's like in everything. He's also like in every video that I'm reacting to, because whenever they need a Chinese guy, they always go to him, I guess. Sometimes he speaks Mandarin, sometimes he speaks Cantonese. Let's see what language he's going to speak this time. Okay, so he's speaking Cantonese here. I'm not a native speaker of Cantonese, so I can't teach you, but I can understand it. He said, I got this. He said they got 4 people. And he said they came here first. And then he said, don't tell them that. Okay, last clip.
China Panda.
Yeah, I'd like to place an order.
Yes, what do you like?
Wait a minute. This place is called China Panda. I assume it's a Chinese restaurant. But I mean, look at the background here. There's a double happiness in the background. It's like a very common symbol on Chinese weddings. There's no problem with that. However, this poster or whatever on the left looks very Japanese to me. It says 绵狂四郎, I suppose. I've never heard of it. Let's Google it. Yep, it's Japanese. It's called
眠り教師郎
that. Apparently, it's a series of Japanese novels. You know, a lot of people can't tell the difference between Japanese kanji and Chinese hanzi. I mean, I can either, if you just show me these 4 characters, I would say, yes, Chinese is 绵狂四郎. but Japanese people would pronounce it as
眠り教師郎
I suppose I don't speak Japanese. If it's wrong, it's Google's fault, not mine. But I mean, you can still kind of tell the difference from the way they dress up and this guy's hair. He looks like a samurai, right? You know, we also have some really good wuxia novels around that time too. You can put a poster of 天龙八部 on there is the best wuxia novel at all time. They also made like movies and TV shows and games based on that. It's huge. But I guess it's also the norm in America for Asian restaurant to have elements from different countries. Even though it's supposed to be a Chinese restaurant, they probably also sell sushi.
First time served in America, is that true?
What number?
Look at the background. It even says Nara in there. It's in Japan. I mean, it's a beautiful city, cute deer, but this is a Chinese restaurant. It's wrong. Okay, it turns out they didn't even speak any Chinese in that scene. He probably doesn't even speak Chinese. But anyway, that's a very funny show. I'll probably watch more after this. And hope you guys have learned some Chinese from this video or at least had fun watching it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.